Sharing our Feelings, Part 2, Braille Script. Good morning, children. I am sure all of you are fine at home and are happy. Have a look at this picture that is given here. Here is a little girl reading a book. Please notice this picture. Try to observe this picture and find how it is different from the book that we read normally. By observing the picture, we understand that this is a blind girl who is trying to read a book. And you can see a book with thick pages, and the pages have no print on it, no ink print on it, but you can see raised dots on the page. The girl has placed both her hands on the page, and that's how this little girl is reading. Now try to do this exercise. Take a thick piece of paper, use a needle or a pin and put dots on the page with the help of this pin. Later, turn the page and see. If you press the pin on the page, it will get pushed out, and on the other side of the page you can see such raised portions. You can make designs with the help of these raised dots. Here is yet another picture made up of raised dots. I have shown you these two pages so that you understand how blind people use Braille. First of all, what is Braille? There is a special way of reading and writing for people who cannot see. It is called Braille. So the script that is used by the blind is called Braille. You can see a finger here and some raised dots on a thick paper. These raised dots are letters in the alphabet. So by touching these raised dots, the blind is able to understand the letter that is written here, and they are able to read the print. So Braille is written on a thick paper by making a row of raised dots with a pointed tool, with a pointed instrument, something like a pin. Here is how Braille is written. You can see a pointed tool in this person's hand, and with this pointed tool they'll push down onto the page that is kept below. So to make the writing straight on a line, they have used what is known as a Braille slate. So this Braille slate has got holes in it. Through these holes, the pointed tool is inserted and the dots are made. This is known as a Braille cell. It has got 6 points or 6 dots. So Braille is a script. Each letter is written with the help of this Braille cell. The Braille cell has got 6 points. As you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let us now see how this Braille cell is used to write letters. Letter A. On the left side of this screen you can see letter A. Here you can see a Braille cell with 1 dot colored. This dot which is colored represents letter A. The letter A is written with only dot 1. In a braille cell there are 6 dots, and the first dot, which is dot 1, is used to denote letter A in braille. If only dot 1 is raised, we read it as A. Now look at the second picture. This is letter B. In letter B, dots 1 and 2, dots 1 and 2 are raised. Here it is only colored, but in the braille, these 2 dots will be raised by pushing with the help of a pointed instrument, and these 2 dots will be raised on the paper. Here is letter C. In letter C, dots 1 and 4 are raised. Dots 1 and 4. Look at letter D. Letter D has got 3 dots raised. Let's see which dots are raised. Dots 1, 4 and 5. Dots 1, 4 and 5 are raised in letter D. Here you can see the entire alphabet A to Z in this page. Please observe all these letters and see which dots are raised in each of these letters. Letter A, dot 1 is raised. Letter B, dot 1 and 2 are raised. Letter C, dots 1 and 4 are raised. Letter D, dots 1, 4 and 5 are raised. Letter E, dots 1 and 5 are raised. Letter F, dots 1, 2 and 4 are raised. And in letter G, dots 1, 2, 4 and 5 are raised. In the same way, you can observe all the letters and see which of the dots are raised for each letter. And remember children, there are 6 dots in a single braille cell. And try to identify which are the dots used to write letter H in braille. So first of all, try to locate where letter H is written. Yes, it is here. We can see dot 1, dot 2 and dot 5 are raised in letter H. Which are the dots used to write letter M in braille? Here is letter M. You can see dot 1, 3 and 4 are raised in letter M. Which are the dots used to write letter X in braille? Here is letter X. You can see dots 1, 3, 4 and 6 are raised in letter X. So now I would want you to write your name using braille. First of all, on a paper, write down your name. Next, you create the number of cells that are required for you to write your name. Then color the dots that indicate each of the letters in your name. Here, I have given you an example of the name Manu. The name Manu has got 4 letters, M, A, N, U. For each letter, we have to make a braille cell with 6 dots. And letter M is written by raising dots 1, 3 and 4. So you have to color those dots that make a braille letter M. 1, 3 and 4. A is written by raising dot 1. So you have to color only dot 1 in the braille cell. N is written by raising dots 1, 3, 4 and 5. So you have to color those dots. And U is written by letters 1, 3 and 6. I hope it's fun to write your name in braille. So here you can see the raised dots representing letters A, B, C, D, but you do not see the braille cell with all the 6 dots, because here we are raising the dots that are required to be raised. Instead of coloring, they are raising the dots that are needed to be raised. So we can see only the raised portion here. The other dots cannot be seen here. This is once again the braille script. Now, how is braille read? How to read it? Braille can be read by running fingers on the raised dots. So you have to move your fingers from left to right on these raised dots. Here is a footage for you to see and understand how braille is being read by the blind. See how the finger is moved across the page while reading braille script. Now, who invented braille? This script was invented by a person named Louis Braille. Louis Braille. Though it is written as Louis, we pronounce it as Louis. Louis Braille invented braille script. Louis Braille was born in France. One day, when he was 3 years old, he was playing with his father's tools in his workplace. He had many tools there, and the little boy was playing with these tools. Suddenly, a pointed tool hurt his eyes, and then as a result, he lost his eyesight. Little Louis struggled hard with his blindness, but he kept thinking of different ways to read and write. Finally, he found a way, reading by touching and feeling. This way of reading later came to be known as braille. So he developed this new system of reading and writing by preparing a set of raised dots on paper using pointed tools. This is a famous personality. Her name was Helen Keller. She was born in America. When she was a small child, she had a fever, after which she lost her eyesight. She also lost her hearing ability, so she could not see and hear. But she became a famous writer when she grew up. She learned to read and write in braille, and then she also started writing books. Now let's try to answer these questions. Louis Braille was born in France. Who invented braille script? Louis Braille invented braille script. Braille is written on thick paper with a pointed tool. Braille is read by running fingers on the raised dots. So dear children, let us be grateful that we are blessed with good eyesight and hearing abilities. There are many people who are blind and deaf in this world. So let us become aware that we are blessed with all these gifts. Thank you.